Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in their building. Make sure you smash up the likes every single damn time and subscribe if you're new. Now, I wanted to do a little tier list video because I feel like with all of the players that we have on the books in terms of young players that need experience, that need game time, but not necessarily Chelsea level to contribute to the season we're, aspiring to have, we may as well tier them. We may as well list them in terms of loan deals, who are the priorities and who are the non-priorities, because we have 6 international loans, right? That's the new FIFA ruling. It was 7 last season. It's now down to 6 and it will stay at 6. And then the rest will have to stay in the British Isles, Brexit. So I've listed them as first class flights. I've got business class flights. I've got Brexit, and then I've got housebound, which means you're just not even leaving the yard. You're not even leaving Cobham, right? So let's get into it because there's quite a few players to go through. And also, it seems like we're signing Argentine Aaron. So welcome if that seems to materialize and go through. He won't be in this list because he'll be staying at Boca Juniors until the end of next season. And of course, then he'll join later on along with the Estevals and Kendry Pires, I assume. So let's get into it, all right? Now, first class, I'll start with Leslie Okachuku because I think we've got to base this upon how much money has been spent on the talent and also the quality of the talent. And I think both apply to Leslie Okachuku. We've seen him in the first team in drips and drabs last season. Obviously, he suffered with injuries for the majority of the time, but we saw him in some games, Newcastle, away, etc. And I think he looks like a really good talent. He looks like a really, really good talent. He's also the type of profile in midfield that we don't have a lot of, which is a bit of height, potentially a bit of a, kind of sitter in the sense that he could maybe sit in front of a back four and protect. And we don't have many of those profiles. So not only is he a rarity in our team, he's really talented and he costs quite a bit. 27 million euros we spent when we signed him. So we need to at least see significant development next season, regular game time, good performances, because if we plan to keep him, great for his momentum and his confidence, but if we plan to sell him, we need to make more than the 27 million we paid euros. Everything will be in euros because the transfer market deals in euros, but you can, adjust it to pounds if you wish. 27 million euros, it's quite a bit of money to make on a player, so we need to see him. So I've got him in first class because I think he deserves to be there. He's one of the top players on this list, no doubt about it, one of the top talents here. I've also got in business class, I'm going to take it one by one. Remember, first class, you're definitely flying. You're going abroad. Business class, you're also flying. You're going abroad. So there can only really be 6 players in first class and business class. Everybody else has got to be Brexit or homebound because we've only got 6 international loans. So the second international loan place I'm giving in business class is Denzel Washington. Washington, the Brazilian, who signed for 12 million euros. Again, according to Transfer Market. The reason why I've put him in here is I feel like the South American players in particular should be prioritized to go abroad, right? Portuguese speaking, in terms of just their surroundings, their environment, I think it's important that it's more likely they'll do well if they're elsewhere. Maybe in Portugal, maybe in Spain, potentially at Strasbourg in France, if we get enough of them grouped together. I don't think England, especially after what happened to Andre Santos, who we might get onto later, I don't particularly trust English clubs right now, let alone with our South American talents. So I would like to see them on loan in Portugal. Maybe in Spain, like I said, less physical league, be a great place to start for a player like Washington. And Washington deserves to be in business class, deserves to be high up the priority because he just didn't get anything last season. Out of all of the South American talents we've bought, he's been the one that's probably been, actually definitely has been worse off. He's not been given any opportunity to showcase what he can do. So I want him to be given opportunities next season at a club, regular game time, so we can actually see and justify what his valuation is and what kind of talent he is, because I haven't seen enough of him. I've only seen PL2 games, and that's, you don't buy players to put them in the PL2 team, especially not 12 million euros. You just use your Cobham Academy. So I want to see Washington out on the field. I want to see him out in Europe performing. So he's in business class. In the first player in Brexit class, not class, just Brexit, is Gilchrist. Gilchrist is in Brexit, all right? Gilchrist does not need a fancy loan in Spain or Portugal, in Italy. Gilchrist is staying right here in England. Probably in the Championship. There were rumours of Championship teams being interested previously, a few weeks back. I think he'll definitely secure a loan. He had enough kind of first team minutes and dribs and drabs to kind of have clubs looking at him and circulating. So I think Championship is perfect for him. It's got the tenacity, it's got the aggression, it's got the kind of raw minerals, I guess, to go in that league and maybe not even be bullied really at right back. If at centre back, aerially, we'll see how he copes. So I kind of even want to see what position he wants to play in a long-term centre back or right back. I think he's a bit short for a centre back, but it has been done before. So let's see how he does. But I put him in Brexit. And again, does he speak any languages? Does he need to go abroad? Probably not. Housebound, first person in Housebound. It's Diego. It's Diego. It's go Diego go. It's Dziggy. He's staying Housebound. Personally, obviously, if you can get a loan for him in England, then great. Would I use him for an international loan? One of 6 spots? Absolutely not. We didn't pay for him. I think we made a couple of million on his loan at Lyon. That got cut short. Then he stayed with the under-23s. He's not one of these players that give me a vibe that he's going to bring in a whole chunk of money on a sale. We've already made a bit of profit on him. I don't think he's very important as a talent that we've recruited. It's a Malang Sarr 2.0. So I wouldn't waste an international spot. And yeah, I mean, you could loan him out to an English club and he could be part of the Brexit category, but I haven't heard any interest. So he probably just sticks in the under-23s. Going back to first class, I'm putting Angelo in there. 15 million euro signing from Santos. Love Angelo. Really, really impressed with his preseason last season. I don't think he's going to stay, personally. I think he should go out on loan again. I think the one part of his game I really want him to improve on next season, if he does go to even Strasbourg or wherever it will be, is his goal scoring. I want to see goals from out wide from him. I love his link-up play. I love his one-touch, two-touch play. I love his kind of awareness of what's around him. He doesn't seem to hold on to the ball for too long. He seems to be very creative. But like I said, the goal scoring is really important, especially when you have the strikers we have in Jackson and whoever else it will be, not necessarily 2025 gunman goals in a season. You need goals from out wide, and he's not really shown that he can produce that yet. Also, his loan was kind of ruined by an injury towards the back end at Strasbourg, so I just want him to just go back out there, rediscover his form again, and improve. So I think Angelo should be in first class. I think he should be highly prioritized. I think we could make good money on Angelo if we're not going to keep him at Chelsea in a few years' time. I think Angelo could easily be worth 30, 35, 40 million if he has one of those seasons, right? So high priority. Business class, second person going in here is Guiu from Barcelona. The reason why I've put Guiu in business class and not first class is because there's still a bit of, we don't know if he's staying. It sounds like, according to reports, he could stay at Chelsea for next season. He could be part of Maresca's preseason to prove himself. So we don't even know if he should even be on this video, but he could be. Depends if we sign another striker, right? PSR deadline day is coming to a close tomorrow on Sunday. Isak has been rumoured, but it's 115 million pounds we're talking about. I personally can't see it happening at all. I've said that in a previous video. So if you were to bring in someone of that ilk, I'd absolutely love Alexander Isak to play left wing, a striker, Jackson rotations. He can operate in both areas very comfortably. Great ball striker, or better ball striker, should I say. Not incredible, but better than Jackson. Wonderful link-up play, skill, close control. I would love it if we sign Isak. However, it's a lot of money. Can't see it happening. So that might be how Guiu gets his opportunity in preseason. If someone like that did come in, I'd say, yeah, 100% he's going on loan. So I put him in business class. He was only 6 million euros, 5 million pound release clause. It wasn't a lot of money. So it doesn't take much for Guiu to make a profit. I think he's probably going to make a profit after one season. If he just chalks up 10 goals somewhere, he's gonna be worth like 10 million, right? So he'll easily do a profit. So I put him in business. The next person, Brexit, and this might be controversial because I was kind of tossing up between business class and Brexit for Cassidy. 14.8 million euros, million euros. Obviously, pounds a little bit less, around about 12. Cassidy, I put in Brexit. He was out on loan at Reading last season. He was just starting to discover form. And then obviously, not Reading, Leicester. Keep confusing all the time. He was out on loan last season with Leicester. He's just about to discover form and we drag him back to Chelsea. We don't really play him. Would have been lovely if we just left him where he was. I think not only could Cassidy just be sold and be part of the Dewsbury Hall deal, but I think in the Championship, with his physical attributes, with his profile, I think he could stay in England and hang in the Championship. I would like to see a Championship loan where he starts and he plays regular minutes. I think it would do his confidence and his adaptation to any Chelsea or Premier League team in the future a world of good. I think he's got the physical attributes to do it. He could be sold. So again, he might not need to be here, but I'm going to put him in Brexit. I don't think I'd use him for an international loan. I don't think he's one of those type of players that I think have to go out on an international loan, but he could. So I'll put Cassidy in there, Brexit. We'll see, he could be sold. Dewsbury Hall, what is the latest? Well, we have to make an offer that Leicester actually like. We haven't so far. It was rejected. So we'll see. And when I say PSR, I mean PSR more for Leicester, not for Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea will make a profit at all on Dewsbury Hall coming in and we sell them Cassidy. We're not going to make a profit. Obviously, we will make a loss in those transactions. A small loss, a smaller loss than 30 million outlay, but a loss. It's more PSR for Leicester. There's PSR for Leicester. There's PSR for Newcastle. There's PSR for Leeds. Archie Gray seems like they're trying to force him out. And we've also been involved in our own PSR of Aston Villa. So when I say PSR, I don't mean it's necessarily going to benefit us financially. It might benefit someone else. But we're going to get Dewsbury Hall for maybe instead a 15 million differential instead of a 30. Etc. So the next housebound and the last housebound is Whisper Richards, Dujan Richards. I don't really know if he's ready to go on loan. I haven't watched a whole pile of him. I saw his kind of goal output in his PL2 games. It was respectable. It was solid. Obviously, we know he's a talent. People have been saying to me how incredible his talent is, but he's 18 years old. Does he have to go out on loan just yet? Should he just do one more term in the under 23s, really try and bring that goal rate up to something stupid, and then you'll attract offers from maybe Championship or abroad for a loan deal? I think that might be the way to go, but you let me know in the comments. Do you think maybe Richards should just go out on loan next season? He's 18, so he could. But I've got him as housebound because I haven't got many housebound. Back to first class, and the last person in first class is Andre Santos. Now, that was 12.5 million euros. I think this player could easily be worth 30, 35 in the future, very near future. He had a really good end to his Strasbourg loan after having an awful start at Nottingham Forest. Of course, we saw what happened there with Steve Cooper. I want him to stay at Chelsea personally. I think he would be great to be involved in the Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo, deeper third midfield. And Santos is the only one in that list that I actually think could maybe play higher up the pitch and get goals and, do that side of the game. But Maresca, what's he going to decide probably in pre-season? If he's playing a 4-3-3, if we do get a Dewsbury Hall, that could affect Santos and probably will affect Santos because people have been saying, right, play a 4-3-3, tuck in a fullback. So that's one pivot position gone. Now you've got Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo theoretically fighting for that next position in your 3-2 build-up. And Dewsbury Hall, Cole Palmer, Chukwuemeka, depending on the AC Milan situation, in Cuckoo, are maybe fighting for those half-space positions. It's just a lot of players, not really a lot of space for an Andre Santos. So, yeah, for me, I would like to keep him. I think he'd be brilliant for Conference League, brilliant for cup games. He's press resistant, he's aware, he's intelligent, he can get goals. I think he'd be really good. However, if he has to go out on loan, then make sure it's first class and make sure it's one hell of a loan. If it's Strasbourg again with Angelo to keep the continuity, great. But make sure you give him the very best. No bullshit. So not staying in England, definitely not staying in England after what happened last time. International loan spot, 100% for him. My final and sixth international loan is going to Stolina, the goalkeeper. Obviously, we signed from the US, 9 million euros. He was out on loan in Belgium last year. I've just given him the final spot because I'm trying to recreate that Courtois to Atletico Madrid vibe when he was on loan there, came back here, first choice, won a Premier League title, and obviously was sold. He could easily stay in England, but I mean, he's English speaking. He could easily stay in England, but I've just given him the international loan spot because I think it would be nice for him to learn, how to play out from the back in maybe the Portuguese league or, I think the experience for him would be brilliant as a goalkeeper. I would like to see him play abroad. I think it would be good. But like I said, he could stay. Him and Cassidy could easily swap. Next in the Brexit list is Datro Fofana. Again, at Burnley last season for the back end, showed glimpses, showed signs. I wouldn't mind Datro Fofana going out on loan in the Championship next season and just ripping it up. Like, if you're that good, if you're that guy, go to the Championship and bang in like 25, 30 goals. Just do it. Your stock will be way higher if you bang in those amount of goals and go for the golden boot in the Championship than if you get 7, 8, 9 goals in the Prem. Like, go to the Championship and destroy it. I would love that. 12 million euros. I don't think it'll be too difficult if he was to go to the Championship and do that type of season after what happened with Gyökeres at Coventry to go to Sporting. You know, we've seen it with loads of strikers, Ivan Toney, etc., come from the Championship, go to the Prem. If he goes to the Championship and bangs it, he could easily be worth 25 million, just like that. And then, yeah, we'll decide what to do with him later. Kellyman is also Brexit at 22.5 million euros. 19 million pounds, again English, so it's home, it's easy to adapt. I don't know what level, maybe Championship as well, in terms of a loan. I'd say didn't really get much game time at Aston Villa. Again, I really encourage going to the Championship and destroying it. You're playing in a team that have a lot of the ball, playing for a top team that are always attacking, similar to what Chelsea should be trying to do, playing for a team that hopefully play a really good style, get your confidence, momentum, just enjoying your football. Instead of going to a relegation team in the Premier League that don't have much of the ball, the fans are on top of you because they're under pressure to get relegated. The manager gets negative. He stops trusting young players. They don't have to develop you anyway because there's no incentive because you're not their player, etc., etc. What we saw with Santos, Gilmore at Norwich, just go to the Championship and destroy it. Kellyman, if he's not going to be part of the first team next season, which I don't really have a lot of confidence that he will be, especially if we're linked with Dewsbury Hall, then yeah, go there. And the last one, last couple is Alex Matisse, who was on loan at Huddersfield, I believe, last season. Again, Brexit, stay in the Championship, maybe go out on loan again. Broja should be sold, Amando Broja, but if he's not, he's going to have to go out on loan again, and that's where you fall into the Brexit pile because, again, I wouldn't waste an international loan spot. You've been at Southampton, you've been at Fulham, you may as well just do another one. And again, if you're not going to bang in goals in the Premier League at a crazy rate, go to the Championship, Amando Broja. Honestly, go to the Championship. Find your confidence, find your momentum. You're still young enough. Go in there and bang in 25, 30 goals. You can do that. So that's I think that's everyone. That's my list. You let me know, guys, in the comments what you would change, if you would change anything. I think I've actually covered everyone, which is crazy because we've got a lot of players. Hopefully I haven't left anyone out. I'm sure if I have left someone out, you're going to let me know in the comments. Anyone senior that I've left out is because I don't believe they should be going out on loan. I think when it comes to Carney Chukwuemeka, right, if you have a position where you bring in a Dewsbury Hall and you no longer need Carney Chukwuemeka, just sell him. Let's not waste any time. Sell him. If your reasoning is like, oh, well, he's got a lot of injuries and we don't think we can keep him fit, just sell him. Just sell him because you may as well involve him in one of these PSR deals. I don't want him to be sold. I don't buy the injury thing because last season, a lot of people concluded it was Pochettino. It was, the Gangan test. So can we see the injury-prone players this season without Pochettino, with the medical team that should be specialists in their position, that should be recruited and ready to handle business, and let's see if we can keep our players a little bit more fit and try and trust them. If we don't trust our players, then either our medical team needs changing or we need to sell those players and not waste any more time. I personally don't think we should give up, but some people do. So yeah, with Chukwuemeka, we've got too many players. If he does a loan and then maybe it builds up his value, I guess you could say as well. Maybe his value is not as high as it needs to be. So if you loan him out, you build up his valuation and then you can sell him next summer. But yeah, it's just, for me, I think he's good enough to easily play for Chelsea. So I don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting one. But at the moment, guys, at the time of recording, there's no update on Isak. There's no update on Dewsbury Hall. Like I said, Argentine Aaron is joining from Boca Juniors, but will stay out there on loan for the season. And I think that is everything, personally. So yeah, and Archie Gray, of course, but I don't really see any movement on that. And look at how many midfielders I've just spoken about. It's enough. So yeah, guys, smash up the likes, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. In a bit, people. Peace. La 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 la